All right, let's get right to it here. I want to talk about yesterday. We found that I guess this might have happened on Friday, that the resignation of Kelly, the interim fire chief, city of Utica, after all of this mess that's been going on. What do we know? What do you know today? I know you've been critical of the mayor here. What have you learned? Anything else?
I mean, I've learned what you've learned and the public has learned. There was like a thinly veiled memo that went out yesterday that said Interim Chief Kelly had resigned, as though he was resigning from the entire fire department.
Which is not true.
It's not true at all. He's actually being brought back to his original position, one that he's really never left. He was just holding the title of chief for an interim basis. And but in that chief's position, he was working an 8-hour shift. Now, with him, offering to resign, not being punished to resign, he's going back to a 24-hour shift, which is what led to the problem in the first place.
Most of the allegations, based on these text messages, they all occurred while he was in the deputy capacity.
Right.
Even when he was chief, sometimes he would fill in as a deputy, according to the text messages and the allegations.
Sure.
And the reason being because the chief job, you're working. It's more of a day job.
It's a day job.
And everybody's
it's a 9
around.
to 5 job. Right.
But the deputy job allows you to use those chambers, and that's when these things were allegedly happening. So I think it's a normal punishment. Like my kid, he gets into the cookie jar. What do? You put him into a sit-down mode and give him a bag of cookies. Right. Isn't that what you do?
Right. I mean, that's exactly what happened here. You're just kind of feeding, a public animal, right? Because people don't know what's going on. They don't know why, the things are being handled the way that they are. But more importantly, you're feeding the fire department with, this notion that there's really no protection for you. And other employees, too, for that matter, for the city of Utica. When you come
if this was a female making these allegations, I don't think we would have the same result.
And that's unfortunate, right? Especially for the Ambrose family.
Sure.
Because I don't think that they're concerned that it's not their daughter. I think that they're concerned that it's their child.
Right.
And
right.
But when you have situations like this that you just can't handle, that's again why I called for the mayor to step down. Look, I'm not looking for the mayor to fail.
You're calling for the mayor to step down.
Step down as public safety commissioner.
Samantha Colosimo is calling for him to step down.
I understand, and look, if the ethics are what they seem to be, which I can't really...
Would you agree with her if the mayor covered this up?
I think that the ethics committee or someone should investigate whether or not this was covered up. Because if you're going to handle a situation where you, as the mayor, don't want to look very bad, you have your police department investigate your fire department, and you have that outcome be dictated by how you'd like it to be dictated. So that appears to be the case. But again, no one wants the mayor to fail. That's not really what anyone's here to do. It's like Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. No one wants whoever was going to be the president to fail. That's not really the way that you become an American. No one wants the mayor to fail. It just so happens that he's constantly making the wrong decisions. And thank goodness for people like Esch and Du Ross and the Frank Elias, people that have really brought this town together and amplified it, because the mayor, and quite frankly, thank God for the Common Council for kind of stymieing some of the decisions that he's tried to make. It's really becoming a problem.
You made an accusation yesterday in your release that you implied that the mayor didn't really punish Kelly.
You're right.
A release went out last week that said that a firefighter, as a result of the investigation, which the investigation was into the text messages and the accusations by Ambrose, the release went out. As a result, one person was disciplined. Mm-hmm. You're throwing out there that you don't believe he ever was disciplined, that the mayor just did that to quiet everybody.
Yeah, let me be crystal clear. I asserted that the mayor directly lied to the public in response to what your radio station had brought out in light of the situation with the Utica Fire Department. I think that he had political pressure. He looked for some release to go out just to make a statement. I think he wanted to sweep it under the rug.
You say he lied in that statement about the discipline.
I believe that he lied in that statement, which is why I'm looking forward to the timeline of actual events by way of an investigation that I believe Colosimo Test is calling for. I need to see a timeline because I don't believe he told the truth when he said someone was punished, because then you see on Friday...
Well, why would he say somebody was punished if they weren't punished?
In my opinion?
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think he said someone was punished because I think he thought it would go away like he did other things.
Yeah.
Look what he did with the Brooks case. In the Brooks case, he said, I can't talk about it. In this case, I can't talk about it. Everything that goes wrong, the mayor's unaccountable. It just doesn't make any sense as a public official. So I think, in my opinion only, I think that he just wanted to go out there and say something to the media to feed the papers and feed the press that, look, we did something. Don't worry about it. I can't really say what it is. Let's let this go. Let's I'll look over here at this bright shiny object.
Move on. Nothing to see here.
It's his MO.
We take everything very seriously.
Are you aware that there seems to be a rumbling out there of maybe changing the city charter to allow firefighters to not live in the city of Utica?
Police officers.
Police officers.
Right, which again is perfect timing by this mayor to just obliterate another referendum.
So this is not. So firefighters can currently live. Right, firefighters can live
are under
outside
state
the area.
statute.
Yeah,
right,
the state
right,
law.
Right, because I know that I think the Ambrose had not a Utica address.
Right,
but this
because
is coming up with police officers.
Police officers. The mayor would like to allow police officers now to live outside the city, which to me makes zero sense whatsoever. I mean, firefighters, by the way, the reason that state statute allows firefighters to live outside the city is because they're under what's called mutual aid. So if there's a fire in Yorkville, our fire department is actually, if they're requested, they're demanded to show up at a fire in Yorkville or Whitesboro or what have you.
You might have firefighters that are already there.
Right, exactly. So mutual aid allows firefighters to live outside the city in the county area.
Is there a limit on how far they can live away?
There is. It's I think contiguous county, so they
now,
can't live anywhere. In
but
the
wasn't the mayor against this in the beginning, saying the police officers have to live in the city?
I mean, we're going to look at it on Wednesday. I got it sent down from the mayor's office and corporation council just recently, so we'll talk about it on Wednesday. But look. This will be the third referendum that the mayor. So, for me, and I don't mind saying it, like I don't mind saying much of anything. I mean, I'll say my truth. The fact is, this will be the third referendum that the mayor has demanded not to be heard by the public. So he doesn't want to talk to you. He won't come out and talk because he's radio silent on every issue other than a ribbon cutting. And now he doesn't want to hear from you because he vetoed the paving referendum. We tried to pave roads. We wanted to just see what the people thought about spending money. Vetoed it. Which was a referendum. It wasn't even a law. He vetoed that. He completely annihilated the term limit issue. And now this referendum where people have decided the city residents or city employees should live in the city, he's again asking the Common Council. But he could put, it's not a charter revision. He's actually asking the Common Council to do it, which the reason I separate the two is because if he had the intestinal fortitude to take ownership of the issue himself, he would put a charter revision and say, you know what, I'm the mayor, here's why I'd like this to happen. But instead, he brushes it off on the council like he did with the term limit thing, tried to distance himself from it. I look, again.
I'd like you to hang around when Samantha Colosimo comes in, if you can. Can you hang for just a few minutes?
Of course.
Because obviously she's got a lot to say, and I'd like to hear from both of you on the issue and some other questions that we have on this firefighter issue.
I'd be glad to.